Hello and Namaste. I'm Mukta and you're watching Desi Deutsch, Indian living in Germany. When we move from one country to another, we do adjust and integrate into the new culture and the new lifestyle, but we also bring with us the lifestyle and the culture of our native land. Because of which we also carry some stuff related to that culture. In this video, I'll tell you about the Indian things that I use in Germany. When it was time for me to move to Germany, I was not keeping very well health-wise and hence Yatu had come to pick me up. Because of that, I got double baggage allowance. So I could bring a lot of stuff over here. And there are some things among those stuff that I use almost every day, some things that I use on and off, and there are some things that I regret bringing over here. If you would like to know about the things that I regret bringing over here, then let me know in the comments below and I'll make a separate video about that. But this video is about the things that I use frequently or on and off in Germany, which I brought from India. Also, if you're new to my channel, then I would like you to know that I make videos about Germany from an Indian perspective. So if you would like to join me in exploring Germany from an Indian perspective, then subscribing to the channel would be a good idea. Also, it's for free, so why not? I would not like to call these as things or I use, so I would like to talk about them first on and then start with the list. So these are the idols that I brought from India. This is an idol of Shivji, Parvati Ma and Ganeshji, and this is an idol of Ambe Ma. I brought small sizes of idols because I did not know as to where I'll be able to keep them or how will I be able to manage. So that is why I preferred bringing small sizes. So now starting with the list, most of the Indian things that I use in Germany are related to cooking. Because more often than not, we make Indian cuisine at home. So the first one in the list is something that almost every Indian carries with him or her whenever they move abroad. And that's a pressure cooker. Yeah, you do find pressure cookers in Germany as well, but they are either expensive or not easily available. So I preferred bringing my small 2-liter one over here with me from India. And if I need a bigger one in future, then I plan on buying it from Germany itself. But I'll have some time to look around and it won't be an urgency. Even the typical Indian tiffin boxes are not something that you can easily find over here, so I brought that as well from India. You do find boxes in which you can store your food, but those will not keep your food warm. Whereas if you try to find products which can keep your food warm, you'll be able to find those, but those will be in big size. For example, this. It is a box that's used to carry cakes, so it keeps your food warm or cold, whichever it is. And yeah, it's good, but you cannot take this to tiffin for work, right? And another option that you might find is this. A picnic bag, wherein you would put the food for a full-fledged family or a group of friends, which will keep your food warm, but again, not a good idea to take to office. Actually, over here, it is not very common to take tiffin boxes to work, and hence it is kind of difficult to find it. Talking about products that serve different purposes, even the German sieve is something that is not very good in order to prepare Indian chai. This is a German sieve and this is an Indian sieve. Over here, you will be able to see that the sieve has really bigger holes, whereas this one has smaller holes. So when I used to use this one earlier to make chai or chai latte as they call it over here, then actually a lot of tea leaves would get into my cup of tea and it's not a good thing. So I prefer using this one. Actually, forgot getting this from India and I asked one of my relatives who was coming to Europe to get it for me because I was having a tough time. Although a friend of mine did tell me that she could find a good sieve in Rewe, but she still preferred the Indian one more, so I did not even bother going to check. The next time I'll have an opportunity to get stuff from India, I'll ask for a mortar and a pestle. You do find that as well in Germany, but those are of really huge sizes. Whereas I would like to have one to crush my garlic for a garlic chutney, the red spicy one that we have. Or I would like to crush some cardamom elaichi for Indian desserts or biryani or things like that. And obviously a huge mortar and pestle in order to crush something so small is highly inconvenient. So I'll be looking forward to that one. Because I love baking and making chocolates, I also got some measuring cups and spoons and molds from India, which I could have found over here as well. But okay, it was just a personal choice. Obviously, if you plan on making some idlis over here, then you need to get your idli stand from India, because we cannot expect having idli stands over here. So I got mine from India. But along with the idli stand, I also brought a rice cooker that my idli stand can fit in. Over here you get a lot of good quality rice cooker, but I was not really sure if my idli stand would fit properly in it or not. So I preferred getting mine from India. Another kitchen item that I use almost daily is the Indian rolling pin. Now you do find rolling pins in Germany as well, but you can see the difference. This one I use for rolling my chapatis, parathas, bhakris, stuff like that. Whereas this is actually made for rolling the cookie dough or pizza base dough or things like that. The times when I tried using this to roll some chapatis, I ended up making papads. So yeah, this one's far better for rotis and parathas. The second tool that I use in order to make Indian breads is this. This as well is from India, and this is used to press the bhakris when we try to roast them on the tawas or the pan. And the bhakri is actually a typical Gujarati dish, but I also use it to make parathas. So yeah, this is again an important tool for me. And the third and final tool that I use for making rotis over here is this, net. You might remember me mentioning that I kind of struggle in order to make good puffy rotis over here because it's an induction cooktop and not a gas stove. I mentioned about it in my video about 10 adjustments that gave me a tough time in adjusting to German lifestyle. And I'll put a link to that video in the description box and this little eye, so that if you've not seen that, then you can check it out now. Although, a part of the solution is using this roti net. I keep that on the top of the induction cooktop and I roast the roti at its final stage on top of it, so that I'm able to puff it up at least partially with the help of this. So yeah, this is kind of a lifesaver. And last but not at all the least, in the kitchen stuff comes the Indian spices and Indian grocery. Now I buy most of them from the Indian stores over here, but I get some specific ones because it's really difficult to find specific brands over here. So I get some specific ones from India. Like my tea masala comes from India. Even my mobile and the camera that I'm recording this video in are from India. So obviously their chargers as well are from India, and hence it was very, very, very important for me to get a converter that would let me plug in the chargers or adapters of these devices into the socket of Germany. This is that converter. See, in India we have a 3-pin plug. We also have 2-pin, but it's generally a rectangular one. But in Germany you generally have a circular or round sort of a shape, and you always have a 2-pin plug. So yeah, this is that converter. I had heard that glasses in Germany are very expensive as compared to prices in India, and hence I got 4 pairs of spectacle frames and 2 pairs of lens. Yeah, so many. And luckily 2 of them are very much in fashion over here in Germany, so I'm really happy. Talking about fashion, I also love wearing traditional Indian clothes like kurtis, salwar kameez, saris, etc. So I get that as well from India. Even some Indian jewelry and stuff like that. Talking about the western wear or the modern wear, you get a lot of good variety of jeans, skirts, tops, frocks, overall dresses over here in Germany. So I did not bother much about those. I'm more focused on the Indian wear because that's obviously difficult to find over here. Although I did find some kurtis and harem pants that we have in India and some Indian design skirts, but those are highly expensive. You generally find them in an alternative garment shop or in a flea market. I also love to apply some surma in my eyes, so that as well, the surmedani and the surma I got from India. I won't be able to, apply it right now because I'm wearing lenses, but I love surma. I do like kajal, but surma tops it for me. You do get good quality kajals over here, but obviously I could not expect getting surma here. So yeah. I also prefer oiling my hair regularly, kind of once in a week, and I am pretty specific and particular about the brand in that case, and hence I get my hair oil from India. I moved to Germany in the month of November, which was winter time and the full swing winter was yet to come, so I made sure to get 3 pairs of thermal wear with me from India. And I used them every single day till March, and even these days I kind of wear it once in a week because it's still cold for me, not for everyone else, but for me it is. And just like the first thing, even the last thing in this list is something that almost every Indian carries with him or her when they move abroad, and that is medicines. The medicines that you generally kind of take, it is always advisable to take those with you because finding those particular combinations might be difficult over here. Obviously, the ones that I have over here, I also have the prescriptions and the bills related to it even right now. So, it is actually important that you have them while you check in, but I prefer keeping them with me all the time. So that's the end of the list, I think, as far as I could remember in the past few weeks. But if there will be any additions in the future or if I would have missed something, then I'll make a second part of this video. In order to get notified of that new video, make sure that you've subscribed to the channel and hit that bell icon. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this video and the things that I use in Germany was of some help to you if you're planning to pack your stuff to move to Germany. And if you enjoyed, then please don't forget to smash that like button because you know that your likes bring me smiles, your comments make me think, and your subscribes and shares make me grin. So I'll see you next weekend. Till then, alvida and auf Wiedersehen!